Selectmen's Hearing Room, Monday, September 23rd, 2013. Take a motion to accept the agenda.
Make a motion to accept the agenda for the Board of Health for Monday, September 23rd.
Second, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So unanimously approved. We got 5 minutes, according to our Selectmen's Chambers clock.
Well, I mean, if you're not gonna do the minutes, say you're not gonna do the minutes.
All right, we have minutes to approve tonight for June 3rd, June 17th, and July 1st, and they have not been read yet, so we're going to continue those to the next meeting.
Okay, I will start my update, just to move things along. I just wanna, if and when we get to the end of the wind turbine matter, we have to go back to the well regs.
Yes, absolutely. And we should at some point stop mixing that in. I mean, we can't just,
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
everything else.
And you got my,
health
and you got,
issues that are going on in town.
yeah, and you got my email that Burke
Yep.
reconnected. Okay, good. The other thing I want to go back to is tobacco laws. One, to get compliance, but two, there's new things coming out that I think we need to update our regs on, like hookah bars and electric cigarettes and a few other things. Cigar bars, and there's another something, I forget what it is, but I've been hearing from my colleagues, and I think we need to go back and revisit those.
What is an electric cigarette? Smokeless, tobaccoless?
It's vapor with nicotine in it, and they're battery operated for the most part. You can plug in a pack and charge them up.
So they
Well, you can
secondhand
use them to
nicotine?
quit smoking.
Yeah.
I've tried it, but I don't know. I don't think they're regulated right now. Right?
Yeah, it's a pretty good gray area right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the vapor, there's no secondhand.
But they still have the nicotine.
They still-
Yeah, the person's still being exposed to the drug. There's no smoke, but they're still being exposed to the drug.
Interesting. Wasn't
And-
nicotine though, that was making people sick, wasn't it?
It's the tar.
I don't.
Tar and the crap that was in the.
Well, I'm
That's why
not,
it's a gray area.
I'm not a scientist, I'm not getting into it. The
Gonna
other,
have to,
well, yeah, but it's gonna be based on somebody's expert opinion, not us. The other thing is, one of my goals this year is something called Healthy Scituate, and what it is I wanna make a composite of, all that's healthy about Scituate, and i.e. what I wanna do is things that may be maritime related, things that are recreation related, council on aging activities, conservation, all their trails or conservation areas where people can just walk in the woods and enjoy it. You know, recreation has many activities, and I can probably give some examples of the permits that the selectmen issue to these organizations that come in and run road races or bike races or whatever through our town. And things like the place where they can put the canoes in over on the Gulf River and things like that. So I know you're tied to some maritime, you're tied to a lot of the kids' sports activities. So if there's anything that you know of that you think should be included, or you want to give me a heads up about, let
I'm
me.
laughing because my maritime's tied with motorboats.
You know,
Physical activity.
Yeah, no, I'm into the key.
you know, but you go out with the harbor masters and you do like see the shellfish beds and
No,
stuff.
absolutely. No, I know what you're saying. I'm just making it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So if you know of things should be included, then let me know. Probably it might be a section on our website. If somehow we could get money to print it, we could print it. But the other thing I want to include is I want to make every restaurant have a healthy meal on their menu. And if they do, then they'll get mentioned in this book, in this piece. So whether it's low salt, low fat, low cholesterol, gluten-free, you know, low cal, low carb, something. But it has to be on their menu. And they'll have to submit a copy of their menu showing me that. So, and then they can get mentioned in the book as being placed for, get a healthy meal. So, I just want to give you a heads up on that.
Interesting. I guess it's a good thing for the town.
Well, I mean, people come in and they want to know what's good about a town, or sometimes they come in and they want to know what's bad about a town. Well, I like to be positive.
Absolutely.
Rather than telling people where all the hazardous waste sites are, which I can't really do, but there's a place you can go to EP's page and find it out. Mostly it's old gas stations. Or transformers that went bloop. But everybody's pretty much done the cleanup now. So, okay.
Excellent. Thank you for the update. 7:10 PM, septic hearing, 59 Townsend Road. Mr. Melissa Wilson, Engineering, representing Canada. How are you?
Good evening.
Green cards?
Signed letter. I went and met with the 2 property owners last week and showed them a copy of the plan and got them to acknowledge a letter of tonight's meeting.
I'm gonna ask quick, are you a butter or a homeowner?
I'm the future homeowner.
You're the future homeowner?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well, come on up, it's you and us, and come on up and sit down and get a gander, please.
So this is a septic system repair at 59 Townsend Road, which is over in the Bulrush Farm neighborhood. The existing house here, the septic system's out back. The line in blue represents a wetland in the backyard. The system failed a Title V inspection. So we were hired to design a new system. We're replumbing the interior of the house, so the system is now in the front yard. It consists of a hoot treatment tank, a 1,500-gallon pump chamber, and then a pressure-dosed geoflow drip system in the front. We tried to get it as far from the wetlands as we could. The size of the system, the house here is a 5-bedroom house, and it was a very slow perk rate. I think we had a 73 minute an inch perk test.
Oh, that's terrible.
So, yes, we did submit floor plans of the house right here. One of the rooms, this den here, could be classified as a bedroom, but because of the size of the system, we've opted to keep this as a 5-bedroom house and put a deed restriction on that the den won't be used as a bedroom.
Does that come down to you count the number of rooms and you divide by 2 or something? So
It depends, one, on the number of rooms, and it depends also on the size of the rooms.
Gotcha.
You can't do the divide by 2 thing unless you have a certain number of rooms.
I understand, if a house is so big, you're allowed to have a den in a game room and a certain room.
Yeah.
Like they said.
Yeah, I didn't know why that was, I thought it was because I don't think there's even a closet in there.
Closets have nothing to do with the
Yeah.
definition.
That's,
Yeah.
it's,
You'd be surprised how many
70.
beach houses they've sold with no real closets.
Yeah.
It has
basically
a-
it's privacy and a window, I believe.
It's 70 square feet of floor area, I think.
Yeah.
A
Which is
window
10
and
by
privacy.
10 by
So,
7, that's 10.
And heat.
yeah, and heat. So anyways, this system, the IA technology, it allows us to take a 50% size reduction on the leaching field. Otherwise, the leaching field would have been twice the size. So with the hoot system, that system is 50% the size that it would normally be. We're asking for a couple of local upgrade approvals. The one that brings us before the board is the setback to the property lines. We've asked that the system be located 5 feet off of the front property line. The front property line is to Townsend Road. We comply with the minimum 10 feet to the abutters on either side. So it's a front yard setback, really. The setback to the structure itself complies. The setbacks to the tanks comply as well. Turn it over for any questions.
You know, either is what it is.
It's
Are you familiar with
it's a shoehorn.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got, one, we've got a big house, 2, we've got wetlands in the back. I mean, it's not just even the buffer in the back, it's the actual wetland. And then you have a lousy perk, so we need a huge system, and you just gotta make it fit.
from 10 to 5, that's the only upgrade.
Yeah.
from 10 to 5.
Do you have any questions, while you got the board here and the engineer that's designing the system? I mean, it's a great time to...
What is the slow perk, because of the sloping of the
No, slow perk.
slow perk, what does
Slow
that mean?
perk test, so the soil that we had out there when we...
So wet?
No, the soil itself was dry, but when we do the perk test, we dig a hole in the ground, put a
Right.
ruler in the hole, and we pour water into it. And obviously, the faster the water goes down into the ground, the smaller the septic system needs to be. So in pure sand at the beach,
Yeah.
the water disappears real quick, and it's a
Right.
small septic system. Over here, it took 73 minutes for the water to go down 1 inch.
So that resembles your septic system, basically, it's
So-
how much the soil will absorb the water, or the effluent. And that's what a perk test is. It's short for percolation.
So it just means the system in this case is larger than a typical system. You're allowed a perk test of up to 90 minutes per inch for a
Yeah,
repair.
the worst rate is 90, and the best rate is less than 2.
And what's that based on?
And you're
10
73, so you're near the,
Yes.
that end.
Do you think that's because of the wetlands right there? Or
It's the
because
soil.
Just the soil?
It's how the glaciers put it. Yep.
Yeah,
It's-
all this is glacially, the soil here is all moved around by glaciers. We have properties where you can find good soil in the backyard and bad soil in the front yard, and just the opposite on the same lot.
Oh,
What would your
And it's just
concerns
because the
are?
glacier put a pocket here, put a pocket there.
all right. I only asked because the backyard was sopping wet.
Yeah.
And there's like a water pipe that was broken and something, like, I was there, I've been there on a couple of like downpour rainy days, so that didn't help, but I mean, it was like
Yeah, it's a wet.
bizarrely wet.
The backyard is very wet at
So
this
then,
site.
and it slopes down, like that's what the home inspector told us, that everything slopes down the driveway, so I was like, oh, great, like, we're just gonna be sinking.
Yeah, your grades
Yeah.
here, 18,
Yeah.
17, 16.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
It's a
great.
walkout basement in the back, and I mean, the backyard is only, you know, it's very flat topography-wise with respect to the wetlands. The wetlands are at elevation 13, you know, the backyard's at elevation 14, with a failed septic system underneath it, so it's a wet area in the backyard.
And so we just fill that in, or we remove that old septic system?
We're filling in the existing septic tank
Yeah.
and leaving that in place.
And that's
then-
okay to the
Yeah.
environment? And-
Correct.
Yeah, well, it'll be pumped out first,
Yeah,
and then just filled with dirt, so.
and, okay, and the kids, and then in the front, like, is it like a leaching field, basically in the front? So like the kids can't play in the front?
They can play in the front. This will
No,
be
that-
a grass
it-
lawn over it.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah,
Yep.
there's no exposure here,
Okay.
no.
unless
Sorry.
someone makes a mistake and digs a hole in it, but.
Well, I have a couple of boys, they do dig.
Dig over here.
Tell them to dig in the back, yeah.
Right.
Get him a sandbox.
How deep's the system down? Just
About 8 inches
about 8
below
inches.
grade.
Okay.
And there's no vent pipes or anything?
Not on this one, no.
And the raisedness, like it'll only be,
The grade basically maintains the elevation at the street, and then it maintains the elevation in front of the stairs. It's coming up 1.5 to 2 feet over here on that side of the walkway.
okay.
The low side where it drops down.
Okay, so the level of the street.
It's the level of the street. It's
Okay.
flat with the street.
Okay.
This is something typical of Scituate. There's bad soils in Scituate. It's a pre-existing house. They did things differently years ago. So the board has no problem in approving this with the variances. So that's about to happen, but seeing how you may be the potential homeowner, we just want to give you an opportunity to ask any questions.
Okay, and
So
then,
it works as far as we see it works, so.
okay, and then in terms of the approval, I know the Conservation Commission, they were supposed to call me back earlier, but they didn't approve it pending this, right?
They're waiting for this board to approve the plan, correct?
So now we can't just call them tomorrow, like we have to go back to next
On-
Monday night
On Monday night,
and get their
they make
approval
their
again.
decision,
And
correct.
then we have 10 days
correct,
of waiting.
after they sign their approval.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm gonna make a motion to approve the plan, based, in the one upgrade from the 10-foot to the 5-foot setback at 59 Townsend Road.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. Thank you very much.
Very welcome, and
Thank you.
hope you have some patience.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Great. Thanks.
Any other public health directors update?
Well, the latest weather report says wind from the north and then tapering off to light wind, so doesn't look like they'll be tested this week. Do you guys want me to forward that every week? The weather testing?
Okay, you can
Email?
forward it, doesn't bother me.
I mean, I don't want to clog up your email for no good reason.
Yeah, I just, I didn't see us, my meeting, but yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I'm in the office, I'll grab it.
Doesn't hurt, I'd like to know when they do test, if I'm available.
Well, I mean, I would, if I knew they were testing, I would absolutely tell you that.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, do you want the weekly weather report? I mean, because Gordon's Mark always gives it to Gordon on Monday, and Gordon always forwards it to me. So, I mean, I would, you know, I could just forward it to you, it's no
How we
big
looking
deal.
this week is,
I just said,
Yeah,
no.
north, no, you don't think so?
No.
Looked like good clear weather though this week.
Well, it's gonna be a good week, but
Yeah.
it's just not a good week for testing. Because the wind
It's
direction
southwest.
is either in the wrong direction or it's too light, so.
The too light scares me because that's a prediction somewhere else when we're on the coast. Things can change in variations from temperature of land to ocean. That can
Well, they're
speed
gonna,
wind up
well,
on the
I guess
coast.
they're going by the Marshfield Airport, so whatever that shows.
Okay, just, you know, food for thought, but, yeah, if they do come up with a night, I'd love to know. I may, if I'm available, come on.
Testing is 12 to 4, I believe.
All right, with me, I've been out that late before.
What time are you gonna get up in the morning?
Wouldn't hurt me to do it again.